Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Get Down to Business, the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Like it or not, tax season is here. In fact, it's been here for a few months. And just because the state of Illinois is behind on issuing refunds, in fact, they're behind on almost everything, doesn't mean that you have the ability to delay your filing. Here to join us is CPA Linda Forman from Evanston, Illinois. Linda, welcome back to the program.
Hello, Shalom.
Thanks for joining us. So, Linda, the time is here. We've got just a few weeks remaining that folks need to file taxes, and most returns are actually filed in the final few weeks. What tips and advice do you have for our listeners that have not yet scheduled an appointment with a CPA or a tax preparer?
Well, one thing is if you've got a few extra dollars in your pocket, it's not too late to make a contribution to an IRA or to a SEP IRA if you're able. And another thing is before you make that appointment with your tax preparer, wait for all your 1099s and your K-1s from your brokers. A lot of brokers have put people into what they call publicly traded partnerships because it gives you a much better rate of return. But you can't file your tax return until you get that nice little K-1 piece of paper.
Oh, wow. And you're right about getting ready, getting prepared. It gets expensive to file amended returns. And when you're not organized, that's exactly what happens. So let's talk a little bit of organization tips. What are some other things that folks should be getting ready now after they finish listening to Get Down to Business to get ready for their tax preparer over the next week?
Well, first of all, do not come in with a shopping bag. That's everyone's nightmare. Look at your previous tax return. See what kind of items were there. If you have interest or dividends from various places, make sure you've got all those 1099s there. Gather all your charitable contributions. If you've done volunteer work, figure out the mileage or any donations that you might have made of food or supplies, and get all your donation letters in hand, because sometimes if you make a donation of, let's say, $1,000, maybe only 50% of that is deductible because it could have been an auction, a dinner. Raffles are not deductible, so take those receipts and send them bye-bye. So those are the things that you need to do to get organized, and actually start getting organized for 2016 right now. Get an envelope that says tax stuff and put everything you think is applicable in there.
So that explains the envelope that was laying around in your office. Tax stuff. Got it. Good tips and good advice. Let's go to the issue that I was talking about earlier regarding the state of Illinois and the IRS. I know you and I have had this conversation so many times about the importance of the IRS, and I know that might not be a popular subject to talk about, but the IRS actually does an important service in collecting dollars critically needed to provide all the great services, or sometimes great services that we look forward to. But the state of Illinois right now is, as everybody knows, in the middle of a budget impasse. Is that affecting the refunds that might be going out and the processing of tax returns?
It doesn't seem to be affecting the processing of tax returns as long as you're e-filing, and the refunds, they did say, would be loosened up a bit during the month of March, so that's good news. And I would encourage everybody to take that pencil, take the pen, and put it aside. Electronic filing is the way to go. It cuts down on errors, and the other thing it does is it prompts identity theft information. If somebody has stolen your identity within about 24 hours, you're going to know, and the IRS will bounce back your e-filed return and say, hey, somebody else filed under this number. So that so then you have to go through a process of filling out forms. The IRS will actually give you your very own PIN number to file future returns so that it They will know that it's really you, and you also have to file a police report. All sorts of identity theft issues. We've had people applying for jobs using the identity theft that they stole from a tax return.
I mean, let me be blunt over here, people. It's 2016. File electronically. It's better for you. You'll get your refunds. If you owe money, frankly, you'll pay that money faster. You don't need to wait around. You can even schedule the date of the payment when you actually file electronically. And as CPA Linda Forman is mentioning, it prevents identity theft. There it will be easier for the IRS to help you out if that occurs. And sadly, that has occurred. You can't open up a newspaper or follow the news without hearing about the identity theft concern. So, Linda, great advice for getting organized in these last few weeks of tax season. Great advice filing electronically, and great update, of course, on the state of Illinois current refund schedule. A little bit behind, but hopefully that's going to loosen up. Linda, are there any websites that you want to recommend other than irs.gov for helpful tax preparation advice?
Actually, if you're going to be doing it by yourself, I would go get a tax program, and that tax program, if it's a good one, will prompt you with all sorts of questions, such as did you have energy efficient improvements like new windows and new heating systems that you could get a credit on. One thing I do want to warn people on is the IRS does not call you, and last year we had phone calls to
you got to watch out. Linda, we're going to have to leave it there, but you do have to watch and make sure that you're not being spoofed by the IRS. CPA Linda Forman, thanks for joining us on Get Down to Business.